Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Welcome in to Woodward Sports Network. Look at Broder over there with the wing sing. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, and join Matthew Broder, as always, Detroit Lions beat reporter. We've got Jaylen in the TD booth, Nick in the sound booth. As always, we got the full crew back. Second day in a row. Goal. We do have a goal in the Red Wings game. We're going to get into the Red Wings game in just a little bit here. Broder. Booner. How are we feeling today? You were in Allen Park all day.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. We got some people coming back from injuries. We got the Red Wings on. I don't know. Detroit sports is starting to take over.
We've got a packed show. It is. There's a lot of things going on. And we've got a packed show for you guys today. We've got a lot of things, a lot of videos actually, because there hasn't been a ton of videos. Broder has a ton from the locker room. Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson. We don't have any videos of Tanner Inkstring, but we're going to talk about him. Dan Campbell was on the podium today. Things were happening today. It is Hump Day, baby. Hump Day. We are live, man. Let's go, boys. We have what else are we going to talk about today, brother? Am I missing anything?
A lot of Lions, a little bit of Red Wings,
betting.
Little Michigan State.
Yeah.
And we're going to be reacting. The way the Red Wings are scoring goals so far to start the season, we're going to be reacting all night. They just 1-1. Alex DeBrincat with another goal on the season, his first of the night.
It is. It's a huge game on TNT as well.
It's a rivalry game.
Nationally televised in Detroit. I do have a bet on it. I put Detroit Red Wings plus 2.5 and Larkin 4 shots on goal. That is what I have on this game. Plus, I think 130 it is.
Wings plus 2.5.
Yep.
Larkin with 4 shots on goal. So he needs 5 shots on goal, and the Wings need to not lose by 3.
He needs 4 shots on goal, and the Wings to not lose by 3.
Wow. Great bet.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Double that. If I was betting, I would double that.
Are you allowed to bet other sports?
Maybe.
Just not the Lions?
I have to prevent myself from betting other sports. I have quite an addictive personality. It would get a little outrageous.
So if you can't bet the Lions, never mind. Stupid question. Ignore what I was about to say. I was just going to say, if you can bet the Lions, if you can't bet in the NFL, why can players do it?
They can't.
They can, yeah. That's why I was like, stupid question, Booner.
And I didn't even know the rules are they're a little hazy. I'm just gonna keep my distance.
They can't, but some of them do.
I'm in money saving mode right now.
Okay, that's fair.
That's what I'm trying to go for.
I'm in money saving mode as well, but I just keep winning, so I'm just gonna keep.
Booner doesn't lose.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep spending my winnings. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, fellas. So Red Wings on. We'll have updates throughout the game there for you guys. We're gonna go over here. I'll go through the kind of rundown real quick. 8:15, Aiden Hutchinson, Jared Goff, locker room clips. Really, there's a lot of Jared Goff actually, which I'm excited about. 8:30, going to be Detroit Lions betting segment. We're gonna talk about the Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, Defensive Rookie of the Year, win totals, all of that, NFC Championship odds. We're gonna go and break down all of those, see which ones probably are best. And I guess
in your bag tonight.
I'll go in. I'll really dive into it, because I know you can't talk about some of that stuff.
No, but I'll have the narrative, the context. Like, you're going to be in your bag. I'm excited for this. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for this section.
I am. I don't know if I have which ones I want people to bet on, but I think just being able to look at it to get an idea of things.
That's what I want to know. Like, that's the stuff I want to know. Even not betting. Like, what are people betting? Like, what are people talking about? That's all I care. I mean, obviously, people who are betting want to make money.
I want it.
So 8:45, and that sounded weird. You
feel me?
Feel. 8:45. I have a question to you, Broder.
Dude,
I have a question I'm going to pose to you at 8:45. I have a question about the Detroit Lions. I look really small right now compared to Broder. This is a bad situation.
Just a preview of that Oklahoma drill.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I have a picture. I don't know, Jaylen, whenever you're like free and just let me know, because I have a picture that I don't want Broder to see until it's up on the screen. But
that's fine. I got a video for you then too.
Do you really?
I got shit in my back pocket,
Okay.
bro.
9 o'clock, we're talking Tanner Engstrand,
come prepared.
potentially the future offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. We're going to talk about him. He spoke with the media today. I didn't see any videos on it. I don't think they put it out, but you were in the building, so I have some questions for you. You actually posed something to me on that, and the people. Can I say kind of what you texted me?
Yeah, of course.
Broder did say he doesn't think that
No. Okay, I'll let me introduce this
sooner
again.
as we think.
So words don't get misconstrued because people like to hold fake receipts at this network quite often. So I'm gonna make sure this is said the right way. I said he's definitely a future offensive coordinator. I still need some time to confirm with myself, is he ready next year? Maybe it's 2 years, maybe it's 3, maybe he is going to be ready next year. That's all I was saying. He said, might need a little bit more seasoning.
Okay, that's how I was going to say this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Where in that is it he doesn't think he's ready next year?
I was gonna say he doesn't think next year might be the year that he gets that. That was gonna be my the way that I kind of phrased that one. But we're gonna talk about that. Broder, I'm interested to see why you think so. I don't know if it's because of the way he spoke to the media. I don't know. I actually went back and watched the Ben Johnson press conference from 2021. I sent it to you. And I was like, I don't know if you thought it was like the way he was approaching. I don't know. Because usually when you go to that position, like you have to if you're a head coach, you have to have presence in the room. Yeah. And for you to come out of that saying that, I was like, maybe he doesn't have that yet.
It's a good word, presence. We're going to get into it.
So that's 9 o'clock.
I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself at the moment.
Yep. 9:15. 9:15, I think, is actually another Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson segment. I think we're going to talk about a little bit more. We have some more videos there. 9:30, we're going to talk a little bit about the Detroit Red Wings here, kind of their season. We really, the biggest thing with it is I do want to talk about this D-Mac Flannel Sam thing. I think that's the biggest thing. I want to see what you guys feel about the statue, and I think we should do tonight. A Detroit athlete you want to see get a statue.
It's funny you say that. Chuck Brewer just said in the chat, Broder, there's no possible way you can have the worst take at Woodward today. I said, of course not, because I watched BD today. I saw what they were going back and forth on. So we're safe today. We can say whatever we want.
We are safe. And then we're going to end the show at 9:40 with Michigan State. Talk about that a little bit, that game, that rivalry. We're going to open it up a little bit for that. And 9:50, obviously, mailbag. So packed show, boys. Extremely packed show. Let's start off here, though. Dan Campbell. Did you guys see this picture of Dan Campbell? The slime picture?
I heard about it, actually. I haven't seen it.
Jaylen, do you have the slime picture of Dan Campbell? You want to throw that up there? Look at this. Do you guys think this is real?
Yes.
Yeah.
They sent him that. I heard, that's an actual hat that Nickelodeon sent him, or I guess it's Nickelodeon. Not.
I don't, dude. All right.
Look at the shadow on his face.
I think it's real.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
When you look at it on your phone and zoom in, it looks photoshopped.
Really?
And I looked on the Detroit Lions. I don't think tweeted out. I got it from some. I can't remember what Twitter account.
Chat, is this real or fake? Real or fake?
I got it from a random Twitter account that I saw, and I was just
not.
I don't know.
Yeah, it could be fake. I don't think it is.
Because they only send those to the players. They don't send those to coaches.
But Dan Campbell's different.
He is.
He's built different. You know what I'm saying?
But
they're not sending that to Bill Belichick. They're sending it to Dan Campbell.
John F. Lord said it's real. I don't think it's real. I'm on the not real side. It's like that cake show. Is it cake or not cake?
No, that cake does not look real.
Not cake.
Apparently it's cake on the inside or something. A little questionable. Cake Wars or some, I don't know. You know.
I don't know.
Bro,
well, we have Chuck Brewer. I
LGRW.
know it's not real slime. It's a plastic. I'm saying I think they photoshopped that stuff on him. Is what I'm thinking about it.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't slime on Dan Campbell or fuck.
Oh, you said it, dude.
Moving on.
You're one over on the month. You get one a month. That was your second one.
Oh, well, that's gonna be a drop here, boys.
We're gonna need
a jar.
Not a jar. We're gonna need like a punishment for you.
Okay.
I don't know what it will be, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Maybe I get one free hit or something every time.
Don't you want to make it a punishment?
Well, yeah, because you're getting hit by me.
Right.
Oh, funny. All right, hey, next thing we have here in the open, Amon-Ra St. Brown had his podcast. Shout out to Nick. He sent us his video. I actually watched some of the podcasts, and it was really interesting. We'll play the first clip here of it, and then we can kind of react, and as well as I do have a takeaway from part of the podcast that his brother did say. So here's Amon-Ra St. Brown on his podcast, a clip of it. Let's see what he has to say.
Heat.
The Bears in Chicago. I hope your fans show up. Because if not, it's going to be a blue sea again. our fans are moving different. They're traveling. I swear to God to me. Their first drive, 3rd down, Baker Mayfield. I'm like, bro, we're at home. Like, you see Mike Evans looking left and right. Like, they can't hear. I'm like, holy shit.
Bro,
this is
that's
crazy.
how you know you guys have never been good. That one good season you guys had is like,
don't let us come to Chicago.
Okay, Equanimous.
Yeah. Well, if you watch the show every week, his brother is always like, and obviously so the rivalry, but his brother is always like very cocky against the Detroit Lions and everything, which is
part
fine.
of what makes it entertaining.
No, 100%. But with that, it's shout out to Nick, because Nick was in Tampa and the fans have been going and these guys know it. There's a video later of Hutch talking about the fans in there and basically saying like, hey, even on defense, we can't hear anything on our own. Like typically when you're away, you can hear their checks, you can hear everything. And Hutch is like, we can't hear anything on defense, which is crazy on the road.
Epic. Nick, that was your video. What did you think of that?
Yeah, that was one thing. I was watching it. I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that first quarter just because the end of the game was so entertaining. You know, J-Mo getting that touchdown. I was like, I remember how loud it got, and it was just crazy. I love that St. Brown shouted us out, and, you know, Equanimous, he's always coming at these Lions fans because he has nothing he can say on this podcast when it comes to the actual football field.
0.0.
Yeah.
Shots.
I mean,
pew, pew,
yeah, pew, pew. All right. Well,
Rockets.
St. Brown's a superstar.
How about J-Mo, by the way, at the Red Wings game, lighting the lamp? I don't know if it was before the game, like a little right before, so he lit it. I don't know.
So cool to see. And speaking of that, I got the D-Max sweater on tonight. I'm already sweating it. I'm sweating it.
Move that camera down a little bit.
Or stand up.
I'm gonna be taking this off.
Stand up. The mic's right in the way of where he signed it. There we go.
He signed this 3 years ago before I was a part of Woodward Sports. So
now he's your friend. You've got a friend in him.
Let's go.
You've got a friend.
Another thing too from that podcast that I took away, boys. I don't know if any of you guys got to watch the full thing. It sounded like Nick did.
I haven't seen the full thing yet.
So, is it Equanimous?
Yeah.
Did I pronounce that right? So he kind of brought up a good point, and it made me think a little bit because I know I yesterday said the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. He brought up a point and he was like naming the best teams, and he did put the Lions in there. But he was like, if you guys were really on the 49ers level or the Chiefs level, you guys would be favored going into this Baltimore game. And when you really think about it, like if the 49ers went and played at Baltimore, they probably would be favored if they were full strength. If the Chiefs, I'm sure they would too. That was something that kind of messed with my mind a little bit, and I was like, he might not be wrong. I still think they're the number one team in the NFL. I'll stand by that. Anything I say, I'll stand by. But
it's interesting. That
is very interesting because they're a 3-point dog. And if you really thought they were like that team, a top 3 team, they should be favored.
Does that mean they're even with Baltimore? Like Baltimore, basically, you get 3 points if you're the home team.
Home team usually gets 3.
So I think Baltimore's. Would I have them a top 7 team?
Yeah, I had them at 8. I think.
So I can definitely see that argument. A couple points here and there, and the good old Vegas, just giving their own power ranking to the Lions.
Disrespectful, kind of.
Yeah. They're just trying
free money.
They're trying to piss us off before the Raiders come to town.
Yeah.
Their hometown team, the Raiders.
That's free money though, right?
Yeah.
Before we do go to break, last thing here in the opening segment before we get into these Hutch and Jared Goff clips that have not been shown yet as well, right? They haven't been on any other shows?
No, I haven't even posted it on social.
Okay, so we've got some exclusive films.
Exclusive.
That sounds weird saying films. That doesn't sound right.
It's amateur. It's it's
all right,
films.
Yeah. We've got clips from the locker room of Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson coming up next. Real quick before that, though, Jared Goff, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Congratulations. Can we just give him a shout out? On top of that, I believe he was the FedEx Air Player of the NFL Player of the Week as well. So he got a few different awards this week. Shout out to him.
It's like bowl season.
Dude, he... very well deserved. And I was actually thinking this when I saw this award come out. If Goff puts together a stretch like he did to end last year, and he just keeps putting this together, and say he stops turning the ball over for another 14, 15 games, whatever it is, he's going to be scary, fellas. That's going to be,
as Neil would say, MVP. If the conversation is to be had, especially if he does something like that. He's starting to get that national love too. Great to see him get those awards.
It's interesting.
Just get that recognition on a national level. That people are seeing what he did. But when we come back, we're going to be showing those videos, locker room videos. We're going to be talking about Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson. But first, Booner got to tell you about
Lady James, baby, where I get my hair cut. Look at this beautiful. I need to actually go this week to go get a haircut because it's getting long. It's coming over my ears, going on. Everyone can see it. Come to Lady James Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Make sure to register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady James Haircuts for Men. It is open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Also, I got to tell you about Les Stanford, because what happens when you own a business for over 50 years, you expand and you offer more products. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by opening Les Stanford Buick GMC. You got the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. They're located on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile, but they do have a flagship location in Dearborn, so check them out. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live every home game for the official Lions VIP tailgate party. It's at Eastern Market in Shed number 5, and it will be a bash. The next one, Monday Night Football. Before the Raiders game, there'll be a 5:15 start. You got to come hang with Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP. We got food, beverage, entertainment. It's all included. You just got to get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Bullseye, baby! As Ryan Ermanni says, Lions, baby! Let's go. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. Broder, as always, next to me on the desk. Jaylen in the TD booth and Nick in the sound booth. We've got a packed show here. Make sure if you guys haven't yet, smack that like button for us.
Smack that.
Just like I said yesterday, like Nick smacked Baker Mayfield when he was in Tampa this last weekend. And as well, share the show with all of your friends. Let people know about what we're doing here. We're taking over the Detroit sports at nighttime. We're taking it over. I don't think there's a better show at night. If there's a better show at night, someone tell us about it and we will take them head-to-head on. We'll destroy them.
Well, you guys are all here watching while there's a Wings game going on. There's MLB baseball, and you're here with us. I love it. DeBrincat with his 6th point of the season already. 4 goals, 2 assists. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Booner, you want me to get right into it?
Yes. Aiden Hutchinson, Jared Goff. We've got clips. We've got 2 segments of this, it looks like.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of clips for you guys. Never seen before yet.
Yeah, about to empty our clip tonight. Jared Goff, he was just named NFC. Was it NFC or NFL Player of the Week? Offensive Player of the Week?
NFC Offensive Player.
NFC Offensive Player of the Week. We got a chance to talk to him in the locker room, and he hit on a number of different topics. This first one we're going to play is just on his own improvements over the years. You know, he had some struggles in LA. He had some good years in LA, actually. Some struggles in the middle, but he's starting to come into his own. Jared Goff on his own improvements. This is what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, I certainly took my lumps and learned I learned what it took to lose, and how easy it is to lose if you don't do the right things, and how good our league is, and learned a lot about myself and grew through that and was able to overcome it. I got here after 4 years of starting, and now I'm in my 7th year starting, and I wish I could give you something specific other than just reps and just seeing things more than once and being very familiar with what we're doing on offense and settling in as a player and getting better and maturing and learning and the whole thing. That's really what it comes down to. And I'd still like to think I'm relatively young in the league. I'm again in my 7th year start and still in my 20s, hanging on to that for one more year. So it's hopefully I can look back at this point and say I've learned so much more 5 years from now.
He's still in his 20s. He's still a young lad, but you got to love that maturity out of Jared Goff. I know he didn't go into much detail, but it was just like, man, just gaining experience, learning from his mistakes. He's become such a more mature quarterback. We can see him coming into his own. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing too. I think that a lot of people didn't really think, like, when Jared Goff got to Detroit, it felt like everyone in the fan base and media, everyone kind of looked at Jared Goff as that young Jared Goff who was in his fourth season, coming off of his 4th season in the NFL or whatever it was. Obviously went to a Super Bowl, but he was the number 1 overall pick. When you're the number 1 overall pick, you have the highest expectations out of any player in the NFL, especially if you're a quarterback and getting picked number 1. So he was coming off that. I feel like everyone in Detroit was like, all right, we're getting a washed up number 1 overall pick who struggled a little bit at the end of it, and he still didn't struggle. Like, if you really looked at it, before number 1 overall pick, a young quarterback, everyone was like, can he really do this? And it felt like a lot of people wrote him off early in Detroit. But at the end of the day, looking back at it right now, the Detroit Lions, they have a very, very well, like a good veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a young quarterback anymore, which he still is young. He's 27, 28 years old, and he's still he's a veteran, a young veteran quarterback. He has the kind of outlook in the NFL and on offenses and defenses as a quarterback that's been in the league for 10 plus years, because he's experienced everything from going to a Super Bowl to being in a losing season to struggling to getting traded. He's gone through it all. So he knows what it takes to kind of take a team and a franchise to there. And I think it's awesome actually to have a quarterback like him in this franchise, especially in the stage of his career he is, where he's starting to we've said it at the beginning of the season, where he's entering his prime. And he's at that age to where the next 4 or 5 years, he's going to be able to he's in that prime. That's where I'm starting to go to the point to where, hey, just sign him tomorrow. Just extend him tomorrow and let's roll with Jared Goff. And Dan Campbell did mention that today. He was like, hey, I don't know if he said exactly we need to get the deal done, but he was like, we need him here.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk about, this is Dan Campbell, didn't want to talk about contract, was deflecting all that, but his last comment on the subject was something like, we need him here. It was simple, but it was a punch. It was what I wanted to hear. Is everything you could want to hear. But instead of sort of rebuttaling or following up on your talking about Jared Goff, he set up the next clip perfect, because Jared Goff did talk about someone had asked him about really rebuilding, turning around an organization when he's in LA, and does he feel like he's done that already or is doing that here in Detroit? And this is what he had to say.
Again, it's so early. We've done some good things, and we feel the excitement from the city and from the fans, and it's fun. Certainly, home games right now are on a different level than I've experienced, and now some of the away games have been, on a different level than I've experienced as well. So we feel that energy, and we certainly feel our fans behind us right now, and it gives us that wind in our sails to kind of keep going and hopefully stay on this trajectory. But it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of hard work, and we're so early on, and I know everyone's so excited, as are we, but we got a lot of work to do and another tough challenge this week.
Dude, so with all the hype, with all the success already in this season, you can tell he's not ahead of himself. They're not celebrating in the locker room. They're not talking Super Bowl, but you can sense that confidence though. But at the end he says we still got a lot of work to do. The season is just beginning for them. That's sort of what I took of it, and the fact that he wasn't like, we're good now. I turned it around.
The just that mindset he has, Broder. Think about it too. Last year, they were 1-6, and they were able to turn it around to go 8-2, and that was Jared Goff behind is the heart of that football team that turned it around. Just like we talk about the coaches all the time, having that mindset to where you go into a game, like after the Seahawks game, to have that mindset to get locked back in and go play and go play at a high level and kind of to reel everyone back in after a bad loss. Jared Goff is right there on that Dan Campbell level to where he's a veteran and knows when, hey, this is when we need to lock in. We can't take our foot off the gas now. This is the next step. Or if you say at some point this year, which we do have a video of Dan saying it, where you're going to go through a slump. Not every team goes 17-0. There's going to be a time this year where this Detroit Lions team, Broder, loses a game, maybe 2 in a row. And it's when that happens and the SHIT hits the fan, someone's got to step up, and I trust Jared Goff as a quarterback to step up and turn that team around. In the playoffs, at halftime, if you're losing a game, a guy like Jared Goff here. This interview, these conversations make me love him that much more.
Right.
Make me just trust him that much more as the quarterback of the franchise.
You can see there's just an edge about him that it's starting to come out even more every time.
I don't want
you see
anyone
him.
else right now.
Yeah, it's not arrogance, it's not confidence, but it's an edge. It's really good to see. Aiden Hutchinson also, he had some comments about Jared Goff's play, as well as what it feels like, what the team is doing, playing complementary football, how important that is to the Detroit Lions. So this is what Aiden Hutchinson, your Lions defensive end, had to say.
Jared is he shows up every week, and that's, I saw some stat about him in the last 17 games. It's crazy. He's been balling, and we got a good flow going on. It's our offense is scoring points and very dependable, not really turning over the ball, and we're getting turnovers on defense. We're getting 3 and out, so it's really good complementary football.
So complementary football was the theme of both of these guys talking. We're not going to see all the clips. Jared Goff did talk about it. I believe Aiden Hutchinson even talked about it more. But that's part of the secret sauce that this Lions team have. They're playing well on defense. They're playing well on offense. They're playing well on special teams.
Yeah.
And, Jared Goff is getting the ball. They're getting 3 and out, so that offense can get right back to their momentum on the field. It's really fun to see both guys on the offense and the defense talk about it special.
Trust, Broder. Trust. It's like doing I trust you, you trust me. If we talk about it all the time. If I come in here and I've had a long day, I'm like, Broder, I need you to have my back today, and you step up.
Booner, I got you.
It's the same thing there with the Detroit Lions. It's the defense doesn't get a stop. Aiden Hutchinson can run off the field and be like, hey, Goff, I need you boys to go get me at least 3 right now. If the offense throws a pick, Jared Goff runs off the field and he runs right by Aiden Hutchinson and Cam Sutton. And he's like, hey, boys. Need you guys to go get me one right now.
Get me one right now, boys.
Go get me the ball back.
Give me the ball back.
Go do something for me.
Do something.
And they do that. This whole football team does that with each other. The coaches, the defense, special teams. Every single one of them do it for each other to where, if someone needs to step up, they do it. If someone's down, they pick them up. And in Hutch, complementary football.
They do
football. They have it. That's what good teams do. Is they have that.
It is.
Great teams have that. You could be a good team and not have that and just go win. You know what? Remember the Vikings last year?
Yeah.
All those one possession games? Guess what they didn't? It felt like they didn't have. They didn't have that full team that put it together all the time.
100% right. 100%. We'll go one more video, but before we do, Booner, can you tell them about the Lions pregame?
Yes, Detroit. The Woodward Sports Lions pregame show, hosted by the one, the only Jeff Iafrady, Hollywood. That will be this Sunday from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. for the Baltimore Ravens game. Make sure you guys tune in. I will actually be on the desk, I believe. I think we actually might have Spencer and Gentry in the booth, I believe. From what I've heard, I don't think Lucas is in on Sunday. So we have that going on, I believe. So make sure you guys tune on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for all of the things you need to know before the game on Sunday.
All right. Last one. I'm going to move our Hutch talks about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. We're going to push that a little later in the show. Real quick, Hutch on his defensive expectations. What this defense expects out of themselves. Jaylen, if you could play that, I would love it.
Yeah, we're rolling, and this is what I think everybody envisioned. When AG came here and kind of took control of this defense, and I think we're finally doing what's expected of us. So I think it's really exciting to see, and I think the fans are loving it, and so we're having fun while we're doing it.
Leader. That's a leader of your team. I gotta love to see it. I'm not going to give too much breaking down that. Booner, do you have anything to say about that clip?
No, I just, like you said, leader. Hutch has been he's been very, very good for this football team. I still can't believe he fell number 2. Shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate you guys. Shout out Trayvon Walker.
I really appreciate you guys making that pick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
When we come back, Booner, we're going to go over this Detroit Lions style betting. I'm excited to learn from you. But you got to tell them about the big boys first. The big burgers over at Big Boy.
Big Boy! Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try the best cheeseburger or the new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. If you want a chicken sandwich, try the Dolly chicken sandwich or turn up the heat with Bob's hot chicken sandwich. That one sounds good, and that one's right there. You guys can see that? Beautiful sandwich there. And if you're getting some fries, you might as well upgrade them to the chili cheese fries or some loaded baked potato fries. And if you want to finish that meal off with some dessert, grab the chocolate peanut butter thunder cake or satisfy that sweet tooth with the Big Boy's funnel cake fries. All over at Big Boy.
Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
5 Iron Golf, downtown's newest sports bar. It's got 13 TrackMan simulators, 13. A full bar and restaurant, and certified instructors to help you drink or play golf. Your choice. I guess they're called bartenders behind the bar, but 5 Iron Leagues are back. They debuted on September 11th. You can compete nationwide for a chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. Bring a foursome or sign up as an individual and be placed on a team, but do so at 5irongolf.com.
5 Iron.
Like Dan Campbell, 5.
I got 5
That's 5, baby.
Yes, sir. That is 5. I still need to bring in a $5 bill. JB had one. Nick, do you have a $5 bill?
No cash, homie.
No cash, homie. Dan Campbell actually said, someone asked him on the way out, I think it might have been after the stream was done, Woody, I think it was, he asked him, did you just carry a $5 bill for that speech? He was like, no, dude, like, it was an omen. He said it was an omen. It was just in his pocket.
No way.
Yeah, I swear.
That's wild.
Wild.
Shout out to Dan Campbell, though. Hey, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, joined by Broder, Jaylen, and Nick. We've got the whole crew here today. Make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, smack that like button for us. Hit it. Let's get it up. Share the stream with friends if you have it. If you know people who like the Detroit Lions, if you know people who like we're talking Red Wings tonight. We're going to be talking Michigan State tonight. Anything. Send it to people. We're talking everything. We're going to take a few segments off of these videos. At what time are we going back to it, Broder? 9:15.
Yeah, we'll call it
9:15. We'll be back with some more videos of Hutchinson, Jared Goff. But we're going to get into some interesting Detroit Lions bets right now. And it's not really bets that we're going to take or anything. I just wanted to, when we talk Defensive Player of the Year all the time, which we've been talking Jared Goff MVP all week, Dan Campbell Coach of the Year.
COTY.
Brian Branch. I know he hasn't played in 2 games, but Brian Branch, Defensive Rookie of the Year. There's all these different awards. We keep giving out our score or record predictions. So what I did is I went to the sports books and I pulled up the odds for all of these things that we just keep talking about, and we just keep bringing it up. We keep talking about, hey, we think we can get to 13 wins, 14 wins. Guess what? I went and found a bet to where if they hit 14 wins, how much we can make off.
Booner did some research, eh?
So I brought everything for you guys here. We're gonna start with it. Let's start off with the very first, the easiest one, I think. Conversation we've all been having. I skipped the Super Bowl because the Lions were actually a little lower than I thought, but the NFC Championship odds to win the NFC. right now, currently, the Detroit Lions are 4th. This is kind of surprising. The Dallas Cowboys were ahead of them.
Then this is interesting.
This gives you a feel of what the people like Vegas is thinking.
Yeah. And I'd send this right to Equinemius and say, hey, see, Vegas doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Bro.
Bro.
No, but so Vegas still thinks that Dallas and Philadelphia, I tend to agree with San Francisco. I could maybe understand Philadelphia, but they think Dallas is a better chance of winning the NFC with their schedule, which I believe is the hardest of those three of Philadelphia and San Francisco.
It's weird. I still think that Philly and Dallas are kind of frauds in the NFC.
They might be.
That's my thought. Like if you had to pick frauds out of this this list of 6, the New Orleans Saints, I would take off that list. I don't think they'll have a chance to win the NFC.
Me neither.
Seahawks, same thing. But if the top 4, if you had to pick a couple frauds off that list, I think I'm going Phillies and Cowboys. And the Lions are. So if you think the Lions are going to go to the Super Bowl, right now you can go get them 6-1.
Wow.
And I feel like that's a steal right now.
So you bet $10, you get
60
back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like that's a great 100 for 600. I think that's a great thing. Steve
so
Wild says I'm taking that.
That's a
Denver,
big.
They're going.
Interesting.
My bad. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was more just my own amateur betting knowledge. Like, is that that's a good spread? Like a lot of money. That's a big win.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, we had them up there above the Eagles and Cowboys, right? Mm-hmm. So you would think if we actually think they're better than those two teams and they have a chance to go beat them, they should be plus 300 right now.
And I'm right there with you on Dallas being frauds. I have no idea why they're ranked in front of the Lions. It might just be the huge fan base, big money coming in on Dallas. That's the only way I could think about that.
Dude, their schedule, they go Rams, Eagles, then they got 2 easy ones, Giants, Panthers. But then this is how they finish up the season. Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Commanders. That's a pretty tough stretch.
I mean, look at it. Too.
Goal, baby!
Who's that goal?
Oh, come on, who is this?
Please be Larkin.
Might have been Sherrod.
Number 8? Who's number 8?
Might have been Sherrod.
Sherrod. Let's go, baby, and Wings. 2. Penguins. 1.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was Sherrod. There we go.
Great job,
there
boys.
we go.
2-1.
Booner, back to you. Sorry about that.
No, this is a huge game for the Red Wings.
Dude, they're scoring goals.
They're a 2-1 record right now. National TV game. This is like you win a game like this, single hand. I'll save it because we're gonna talk Red Wings in a second.
On the feed from Larkin.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need a shot on goal from that man.
Assist from Larkin. Let's go, baby. Go.
Let's go to the next one here. Let me see. What do we have next? Next one, Lions win total. Before this season, I believe the Lions win total, anyone in here, I think it was 9.5.
That's correct.
Yes. 9.5. It has moved to 11.5. Wow. There it is up on the...
Wow.
And it's not just 11.5 to where it's like even money. It's minus 142. And I know Jaylen and Nick, you guys bet a lot. Minus 142 is a ton. Like, that's juiced. There's not, like, you don't want to put that bet on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lock.
I usually don't go over minus 120, 125.
Oh, yeah, I'll hammer that.
I mean, they're going to go over 11.5, right?
You can hammer it, put like 500 to win, like, I don't know, like about 850 or something like that. But, I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah, so Broder, so you bet $142, you only get 100 back.
You get 100 back. So typically, like if you're betting, you would like minus 120. That's like probably like the most average. Minus 115, minus 110. Obviously, like minus 100. That's like almost even. It's basically showing that the Detroit Lions are going to at least get 12 games. That's what that tells you.
Yeah, I know it's a big jump from 9.5 to 11.5. I'm glad you guys explained the minus 142. That's wild. Denver Blair put $2,000 on 9.5 wins before the season. Let's go, Denver!
Smart man.
Damn.
Smart man, Denver.
You.
Yeah, I think that's pretty. I think that's fair. 11.5. I think it hits 12. Broder, you did say the ceiling was 14 wins. Mm-hmm. And in the chat, too, if you guys want, everyone throw in the chat what you think the Detroit Lions, the exact number that they land on. I want to know the exact number. Do you think they get 13 wins, 14, 15, 12,
13 and
10
a half?
maybe? Straight number, just whatever the straight number is. Because this next bet that I have here, I found a bet set you can put a bets on. For if they win 10 games, 11, 12, the exact number of games they win up here. A lot of people 13, Denver 13, Steve 14, 13, a lot of 13.
Tracy 13.
There it is up there on the screen right now.
Wow.
The
13
odds.
wins, you plus 350, 14's plus 550.
Yes.
And if they win out, plus 4,000.
That would be crazy.
That's aggressive.
I think if I had to do one right now, I'd probably do 12. If the line's at an 11 or 11 and a half, that means they feel like they're gonna get 12. I would do plus 300 for 12 wins.
Why did it go from? Can you put that back up real quick, Jaylen? I think it was 360 at 11 wins to 300 at 12 to 350 at 13.
Yeah, just because 300 is obviously the lowest one up there, so that's where they think it's going to hit.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be the lowest.
Oh, because you're
one out
betting
of
on the
them all.
exact game, not the
Exact.
over/under. Got you.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right.
That's the
I
exact.
kind of like 14 here, boys.
At plus 550.
550, great juice with it, and
It's not a bad idea.
I
Nick.
mean, even if
I'm
they
with
lose
Nick.
this Ravens game, that's 2 losses. What do you go the rest of the year? You go 5-1.
Everyone
I
but
mean,
one
who,
game.
who do we lose to this year, though?
Yeah, I think this Ravens one's the hardest one left on the schedule.
Yeah, or
Like-
Cowboys week 16.
Chargers.
I think we beat Dallas, though.
I think so too.
Think
But
you win
that's
one.
that's a game we can't just like say the Lions are
Yeah,
gonna
100%.
like Broncos are gonna. They might score 71 points.
I think you win one or the other.
Yeah.
Chargers or Cowboys.
Yeah. Also depends what the team like. If they've clinched a berth to the playoffs, they clinched a top seed. Like those last 2-3 games, depending on how early it happens, they might be sitting some players or being a little bit more strategic and not giving their 100% effort. So we'll
Brett
see.
Carlson said if they win 16 games, I'll eat my winter underwear. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
I don't know.
Winter underwear.
Do y'all have winter underwear?
No, I don't really know what
I
that is.
thought it was the same year round. You know.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I wear the same underwear.
That's where you hibernate. And
Hey, comment what you mean by
protect
that,
your
man. I'm
nuts.
curious. I want to know.
That's interesting. But the next one here, we'll do one more, Broder.
Yeah, dude, give it to me.
All right, tell me this. Do you want to do Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, or Coach of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year? Which one?
Defensive Player of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. I want to do 2, Booner.
Oh yeah!
All right, Defensive Player of the Year. You want to throw that up, Jaylen?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm sure you all know who's going to be on this one. Aiden Hutchinson, obviously. But
where?
He's standing at 4th on his own.
Wow.
And there is a big gap, plus 320 from Myles Garrett to plus 1,200 to Aiden Hutchinson. That could still be closed. I still think.
Yeah.
The top 3 guys are, like, that's that next level.
Yeah, yes.
That's like tier 1, and then the next 3 guys right there are probably tier 2.
But what if Aiden goes off in some of these lesser, not as tough games? What if Aiden goes off and has a couple 3-sack games, a 2.5? Like, what if he gets to 16, 17 sacks? The Lions are have 13 wins. Like, the Browns might be out of it. The Steelers might be out of it. Dallas, we never know. Like, does that still factor into the Defensive Player of the Year as well? Like team wins, or is it mostly all right, sacks?
I think if he gets to 16 or 17 sacks,
that's massive.
And you're sitting at 13, 14 wins, he's going to be in that conversation. Like you're going to see the votes come in. He's going to get some votes for it.
Yeah,
for sure. And now it depends on what those other guys do. Some of those other guys are elite, like Micah Parsons, TJ Watt. They're just another level. Like we saw Micah Parsons versus the Chargers, just different.
Yeah.
TJ Watt is different.
Myles Garrett's having a hell of a year.
I will tell you this: if Hutch would have gone out and got a sack versus Tampa, just all he had to do was just get one, just get Baker once. That wouldn't have been plus 1,200. That would have moved up a little bit. He probably would have been like plus 800 or 900. Yeah. It would have moved up, but since he didn't, and that's the thing is, remember last year, like even like to start the year, first 2 games didn't do much.
0. Wasn't
in this conversation. Next 2 games goes off right in that conversation like that. So he can have a bet. And it was the same thing last year. There was games where everyone was like, oh, where was Hutch? Where was Hutch? Boom, gets it.
Yeah.
Just think about when he gets consistent and he's doing that every single game like TJ Watt, Micah Parsons.
And we're talking about
Myles
sacks.
Garrett.
Like, what if he ends up with 1 or 2 more interceptions or a couple more forced fumbles or fumble recoveries? Like, he can do it in a variety of ways. And he's in there. I don't know. That's going to be a really good one to watch.
He was the favorite in sportsbooks on Sundays to get an interception for the Detroit Lions. We were talking about it on the pregame show. We were looking at the interception odds on the pregame show because I was talking about Kirby Joseph. We were talking about we were just kind of naming off guys. Cam Sutton and Aiden Hutchinson had the best odds to get an interception last Sunday.
Really?
Which is just an insane. It was just wild.
Aiden, baby.
All right, we'll do Defensive Rookie of the Year real quick. I'm going to throw it up. This one is a little bit more skewed. Obviously, Brian Branch hasn't played for 2 games.
Pain.
So I think if he plays, he would be a lot closer, but Jalen Carter's probably going to win the award, minus 150. Minus 150 to Brian Branch, plus 1,500 is like too big of a gap, I feel like, to make up.
If he had played, if he didn't miss these last couple of games, Brian Branch would have been in this mix. But looks like it's Jalen Carter's to lose.
Him and Witherspoon are like battling out right now.
Yeah. Witherspoon's kind of turned his season around. You didn't hear much of him. I think he was hurt maybe the first game and didn't play much against the Lions.
First game back was versus us.
Oh, yeah. It was first game back, and he was quiet. But no, he's been a stud.
I think I remember that next week after us, he had like a pick six and like a sack or something. He just had an insane. That was like his coming out party.
It was a nasty one too. Like I think he's just always there at the perfect time. You know what I mean?
Yes, that Illinois secondary. Is it Tony Jones or Tony on the New York Jets?
Yes,
he's a stud.
Yes,
Kirby, Sidney Brown. Devon Witherspoon. That Purdue team, Ryan Withers now is over at Purdue. They might be pretty good, but
Dispo, baby.
Dispo. I'll tell you about that. You can experience Dispo Romeo. They're a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. They are the first ever cannabis mall of its kind, conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. This Romeo location is now open late every day but Sunday. They're open till midnight, Monday through Saturday. Check them out. It can't get any better than that. They are Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com. Your local cannabis
Gabby
plug.
is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps? It's the Syntron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and register to win at drinksyntron.com/Vegas and buy Syntron at your local Meijer store. I believe Kroger too. They are Syntron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel good, and be the best version of yourself with Syntron. Check them out at drinksyntron.com/Vegas.
We're going to Vegas, baby.
Going to Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas.
Sin City.
I've never been.
Do you know what they're really known for? The nighttime.
In the nighttime.
They're known for their nightlife.
We need to expand the show to Vegas. That's what we need to do next.
Yes, joint show. Pat McAfee show, Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
In Vegas. Oh, I like that.
For the Super Bowl.
Ooh, I like that even more.
And then we come right back to the NFL draft.
Ooh, and it's all Detroit Lions at the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Lions are at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Lions are just going to play the Lions.
If the Lions go to the Super Bowl, we definitely have to go to Vegas to do live shows, right?
You'd think.
Yeah, we're doing that. Woodward Nights in Vegas. If they go to the Super Bowl.
Pitch it. Pitch it to our boss.
Okay. I like that idea. I think that would be a great idea, actually.
Accompany it with the Honolulu Blue Chug and just let them know like what life would be like.
I feel like at that point, if the Lions go to the Super Bowl, the Kool-Aid chugs I do after games eventually would like be known to where people are like, that's my goal.
We'd have to get the whole team in the bed, like all of us, throwing Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid on top of you.
There has to be something.
Yes.
I've had some conversations about maybe trying to get some Lions players to do a couple cameos for it.
Hey.
I've asked around. I've asked some. I think that would be cool.
We won't make it back though. I don't think.
What's up?
If we all go to Vegas, we're not going to come back.
No, yeah, we won't make it back. Especially
I know for a fact I'm not.
Well, everyone, if you could hit that like,
smash it.
We would really, really appreciate it.
We're Knights, baby.
It helps us. It helps me. It helps Booner.
Hit it for us. We're gonna get into this question here, Broder, because I told the people I would pose you a question. I don't know if you read the question. You might have, because at first I wasn't going to put it in the prep, and I was just going to bring it and hope that you were prepared for this question. But
I read it, but I haven't thought about it, so this is basically a reaction of...
The thing is we and myself, we all get kind of sucked into this, I'm trying to think of the word, like the hype train, right?
Yeah.
And we're a Super Bowl. And I put the Lions as the number one team yesterday. Again, I believe that. Everything I say, I do believe. But I want to look at the other side of it, Broder. What happens in this Detroit Lions season? And I want to be realistic a little bit. I want to be you have the little angel and the devil. I want to be the devil for this segment.
You devil, you devil.
That's so crazy.
I'm wearing the red hat.
What happens, fellas, if the Detroit Lions, and I'm not going to go full on devil, they still win the division?
Gonna go all devil or no devil.
Okay, well, I'll start off with half devil. They still win the division. They host a home playoff game. But how do you feel, Broder? How will you go about this if they lose that home playoff game and they go into Ford Field and they get shut down in front of the whole crowd? How would you feel? Like, what's going to happen in that locker room? Is it like hey, let's learn from this and build into the second year? Or, like, where are you feeling on that? Because I just want to that was my
that's
thought.
A great question.
Is at some point someone's got to point the other side? I think I'm allowed to. I think if anyone's allowed to go on the other side of it, it's me, because I've been doing the Kool-Aid. I put the Detroit Lions as the number one team, and I just want to have this conversation with you.
No, that's a great question. And just to be clear, this is their first playoff game. They haven't won. It's not the second round. They don't have a bye.
I know. Everyone's like, the goal is, hey, just win a playoff game. We haven't won one since the 90s. What happens if you go in there? Where's your confidence level if you go in and you have a home one, you win the division, and you drop that first home playoff game? Are you like questioning a little bit? Like, who are you questioning?
Yeah.
Or are you saying, hey, no, I trust this regime. I trust Dan Campbell. Let's move on and let's go win one next year?
I would be very disappointed, and I would got to think about this a little more. I'd almost go as far to say that it would be a failure winning the division, getting that seed, and not winning a home playoff game. Like, that's the goal. That's what this team wants. That's what all the fans in Detroit want. But I'm not going to write this team off and this coaching staff, and I'm not going to put them. I'm not going to say that the following year I don't have the same amount of confidence. Again, this is the year. It seems like a lot of the stars are lining. The easiest path to the playoffs. That's all things are pointing towards success for this team, but. This team is built for the long haul. They're built for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We haven't even gotten to the contracts of some of these young studs. I think they're not going to fall off from year to year, at least in the next couple of years. I have so much confidence that even with a loss, they'll pick up right where they, right where the season began this year, right where it started to win the division, get that seed. They'll get right back to it the following year. They got the same players coming back.
They do. That's the confidence I do have with it. I will still be on the side to where, and fans will be too, to where it's like, this was supposed to be that year, and it sucks you have to wait another year, right? But like Steve Wild, I love you, Steve. You're in the chat all the time. Shout out, you're a listener in all of the Woodward Sports Show. He said it's too early to discuss this. Let's just get to the playoffs, homie. Listen, Steve. So we're all fine to discuss going and winning playoff games and going to the NFC Championship and Super Bowl and all that. I just wanted to have the conversation on the opposite side. That's all. I think it's fair to have that conversation if we're all going to talk about the one side. Let's just not be on this side. That's one thing I've been learning in this industry is, hey, you got to look at the other side a little bit. And I thought about that today, was like, hey, what if that actually does happen?
Yeah.
Like, that's a conversation that we're going to have because I'd rather have it now and not be just blindsided than be blindsided and be like, oh, and then the whole the house of cards fall on us.
Steve Wiles did follow up real quick, Nick. He said there's way more intelligent thought on the show. So
Thanks,
although
Steve.
He might have not wanted to talk about losing, I think seems like he might appreciate it.
And I'm salty. It would be a complete failure. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get out of the people. I want to see, like, hey, is this a failure if this happens, or is it on this side of it? Are you like, okay, next year?
And I'm trying to put myself in this position. And it's hard because we never want to think about losing this home playoff game. And it comes back down to the quarterback in my eyes. What happens in this game with Jared Goff? Does he have a contract extension yet? And if he loses that first home playoff game, he's fully healthy, and it comes down to him making a few plays and he doesn't. Yeah. Those are the type of things that we have to think about prior to him getting this contract. If things go south, like is posed with this question, Booner.
I like that too. Britt from IA said disappointment, not failure. I like that the best, I think, because this year, if you get there and you win the NFC North, all right, we won it. We got something done. Something got solved. You won the first NFC North since the 90s. But if you don't win a playoff game, that's disappointing. But next year, if you go there and you don't win a playoff game, that's a failure. That's when I start asking, all right, 2 years in now of being in the playoffs, Dan Campbell doesn't get the job done in the playoffs. That's the failure when that comes. If he doesn't get it done in 2 years and you don't get a playoff win, all right, we're going to have some questions for you now. Jaylen?
In the comments, I see people saying, if he doesn't win, we can't extend him and stuff like that. I just think that's BS. Like
I did, yeah.
I think we get there, we go get the number 1 seed, we have our game and stuff like that, and he shows out and we still lose. Then what? Say if we go toe to toe wherever we play with and we just lose flat out. Do you not extend him because we lost, or do you not extend him because he went all out and we just lost the game? That could happen too.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't win this year, I won't be upset because next year I think will be about 5 times better. So maybe next year, yeah. But if he wins the North, we go there and we go toe to toe, and he shows out. Even if he has a bad game, it's like you just can't drop him like that.
So if he's the reason that we do lose the game, you would still extend him going forward?
Like, how bad are we talking though? Like, what?
Yeah, I know that's why it's hard.
Like,
so we haven't seen the tape of this game yet. This hypothetical.
If he's like, I don't know, 21 for like 40, like 2 picks, like 2 interceptions, like only 1 touchdown or something like that, maybe, yeah, but I think it's going to be very hard for Jared Goff to really F up a game like that to where it's like, okay, let's move on, because I'm not moving on to Hendon Hooker. That's for sure. Like, if we move on, I want someone who's already established because our team is too good for that.
Yeah. You go ahead,
real quick, just on the Goff topic, if he loses a game, it's not because... it's not because Jimmy Garoppolo, who just doesn't have the strong enough arm to make the throw in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It would be because of a bad decision or a mistimed throw. Things that we're now seeing a sample size that those are just game mistakes. That's not who Jared Goff is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, if he loses it, I would still have faith that he can. I'm not saying extend him yet. I haven't made my decision, and I'm a Goff simp. I think you need to see. But if he loses it, it's not because
this is my outlook. This is my outlook with it. I like the way this conversation kind of went.
Yeah, well done.
What Nick's kind of saying, if Jared Goff does lose that game, and you're sitting there talking about contract extensions, I don't know what he does. I guess like we keep saying, it depends on what he does in the game. But if that shows what his ceiling is for this Lions team, then I think, and I'm not saying that's it, but if he does go out there and that happens, and then in this hypothetical, again, this is a hypothetical, and that happens, and you show Broder that, hey, this is his ceiling, and maybe you saw maybe like, okay, his ceiling might be, from what you saw in that playoff game, it might be next year he can only get you to the second or conference championship. Then maybe it's like, okay, maybe we don't. Maybe next year we play it out and we redo it after next year, or I don't know, a franchise tag after next. I don't know, but I'm a little bit kind of Nick on your side to where if you don't extend him until the end of the year and he does go out there and doesn't have the best game in the playoffs, you do have to question it a little bit to say, hey, this was supposed to be our best team. We were supposed to be contending this year, and we didn't get over that hump. At the end of the day, fellas, there is a reason why they did draft Hendon Hooker this year.
Yeah,
he is a backup plan if the Detroit Lions don't work out with Jared Goff. That's not me saying that. That is a fact. That it is a fact that Hendon Hooker got drafted in the 3rd round because they feel like you still have to have a backup plan to be safe. Yeah. And it's not to be safe because of Jared Goff. It's to be safe in any NFL franchise has to be ready to where if this guy doesn't work out, we have this guy.
It feels like to be safe if Jared Goff doesn't work out. This is almost if Jared Goff plays too well and earns too much money,
yes,
his market goes up. It's the same concept.
I feel like that kind of outlook on it is like the most realistic. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, it's either all in on Jared Goff or all in on Hendon Hooker, and that's where I kind of get a feeling where I'm sitting in the middle and I'm like, listen, there's a reason they did this. A real NFL. I said this before the draft last year, and I kept saying it was, hey, if you draft a quarterback, it doesn't mean you're moving on from your quarterback. Right. Real NFL franchises go out there and get guys because they want to get that next guy. Look at the 49ers. They never ended up finding that quarterback. Look at the Patriots. Someone go tell me how many times the Patriots drafted a quarterback when they had Tom Brady, because they're always looking for that next guy to be safe. They always want a guy behind Tom Brady.
49ers.
So if Tom Brady retires or moves on, they have the next Tom Brady. You want to always be taking those shots. Lions did it. That doesn't mean Hendon Hooker's that next guy, but you have the chance there.
Yeah, this is such a great hypothetical because it's like we never want to think about this. And I want this to be put out there in the atmosphere. I 100% think Goff can take this team all the way through the NFC and to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I want
baby.
that to be heard and known. And the Red Wings just scored a goal.
What?
3-1. Let's go. Copper.
Andrew Cop.
Let's go, baby.
Go blue, baby. 3-1.
Booner, great question, man. Great question.
And make sure you guys stick around too. I think at 9:30 we're talking Red Wings. I do have some questions about this Red Wings team, because this stuff right now is very exciting.
Epic.
This is
Epic.
awesome.
I just before you go
this.
tell them about Hamlin Pub, there's a comment a little bit ago. It was more directed at your original question. I like it from the one and only Corbin. He says they're building a dynasty and we can't necessarily have a win this year because this is our only chance attitude. Trust that even if we don't win it all this year, the brand new Lions will remain competitive.
Yep, I
Love
like
it.
that.
Thank you, Corbin.
That's why I think there's still a lot to win the NFC North unless things fall apart. So that's why I didn't want to bring up like my hypothetical. It wasn't they don't win the NFC North. Did they score again?
No, I'm just giving people the reaction.
Oh my gosh, Broder. But
So for you, Mason.
my hypothetical though, I just think that hey, if they don't win the playoff game that we're all expected, how are we all feeling? Look at it early. All right, let me tell you guys real quick about Hamlin Pub, and then when we get back, we're going to get back in. We're going to talk Tanner Engstrand. I saw a couple people in the chat say, hey, if they do lose a playoff game and then you lose Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, that's scary. But we're going to talk about maybe a future OC here in Detroit. But first, Hamlin Pub. Have you ever wanted a bar where you are a regular?
I do.
We have just a place for you. Head over to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone is a regular. Join the Woodward Sports Lions post-game show live from Hamlin Pub on Tinkin Road this Sunday. Stick, Maz, and more will be there to break down the Lions versus Ravens game. Make sure you guys do not miss out. That's directly after the game. We will see you for our live show from Hamlin Pub on Tinkin Road this Sunday. Experience your new favorite pub for all things sports over at Hamlin Pub.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Do you have football on the brain? Follow Ushers in college and professional football, and this fall is already awesome. It's also a perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance. So shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. So give Mark a call at Swiss Insurance today. Oh my word. One sec. I got to do this Swiss Insurance, then we're about to explode. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177.
Go!
Let's go, Red Wings!
Red Wings are dominating the Penguins right now. My bet as well, Dylan Larkin just got a shot on goal right there. Check that out. 2 shots on goal, need 2 more.
Power play, too.
And it was on a power play. We are back. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. Joined as always, Matt Broder, Detroit Lions beat reporter, Jaylen in the TD booth, and Nick in the sound booth. Full crew today.
Let's go.
Hey, make sure if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's keep this thing growing. Let's keep rolling. The family, the Woodward Nights family in the chat that we have growing right now is amazing. I love everyone in there. Whether I get mad, whether you get mad at me or come at me or we come at you, we still love you.
Oh yeah,
sports, baby. That's the one thing I love about sports is you can go head to head with someone screaming and then after just give them a hug. The amount of times I've done that with Easy or like Lucas, me and Lucas have gone at it and we like have to walk away and then we come back and give each other a hug.
R.I.P. Cash though.
Yeah, it's R.I.P. Cash. Never came back after that.
I wouldn't if I was a Falcons fan.
But he did make a bet. When I was on the heavyweights, he did make a... Oh, no, it was actually on our show.
Oh, yeah, he called in?
He called in. Easy was in the chair. And Easy said, Cash, well, let's make a bet. If the Lions win, you have to buy a heavyweight shirt and you have to rock it and send it in. Never did.
All of a sudden, Cash changed his name, too. Didn't have any cash left. Ooh, boy. Let's go, Tanner Engstrand. Jesus. Almost 5.
As soon as we looked up, we're going to get into Tanner Engstrand, though. We have 2 videos from it. Actually, the one, the only, Jared Goff. Oh, that was a shot on goal. Jared Goff and Dan Campbell both talked about him today. He wasn't at the podium, and none of the listeners, not even me, I haven't not heard what he had to say because they didn't post it, and he didn't go live. It seemed like it was like a little... intimate setting for the beat reporters and Tanner Engstrand.
It was romantic.
Yeah, which is fair. He's going to be the future OC. I want to ask you first before we do videos, Broder. You mentioned to me that you don't know like if he's going to be ready right away when Ben Johnson leaves to kind of get that spot or however you pronounced it and kind of went about it. What are your thoughts on that? What was it that you had to tell me? Because I'm going to have something to come back at you with.
And so I'll keep it high level. It was a feeling I had, and you used the word presence before. It was that the feeling I get when Ben Johnson is at the podium, that the confidence, the directness in his answers, the strategicness, if that's a word, the strategy in his answers, it seems so crisp and it seems so seasoned. Tanner Engstrand is a very smart guy. He's answered questions really well. He was crisp and he was very knowledgeable. He was talking about all the stuff he's learned. He's got all these mentors all over the place. He learned a ton from John Morton, who was with the Lions last year, Ben Johnson, so many different people who have impacted him. I feel like I need a little bit more of that leadership presence. And again, this is one press conference. He could have that. I don't want to slander his name, but it's that confidence that, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the smartest guy in the room. This is my offense, my game planning. I kind of wanted to feel something more like that in a way. I don't know what he would say to have that happen, but it was a feeling I was looking for. But I don't want that to take away from him being a future OC. My question in my head was just, is he ready next year if Ben Johnson would leave, or does he need 1 more year or 2 more years?
First of all, before I respond to that, because I do have a really good response, Larkin just got in a fight here.
Larkin did?
Yes, he slipped. He slipped. Right?
Where's D-Mac?
He slipped right there. I know you guys can't see. He slipped, though, so it wasn't really a fair fight.
How is your captain in a fight?
Yeah,
isn't that where the entire rest of the team needs to come out and drop?
And Insider were trying to get involved, too, and they just didn't get there in time. I don't know.
Once the gloves drops, he's got to take it.
It's over.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't want him to get hurt, but you got to come protect your guy.
I think the guys were over there trying to.
Fair.
It looked like that to me. It looked like it was a huge mix-up. But to kind of counter you there, because I'm going to use some of your own words from a couple weeks ago, I remember.
Okay.
I don't have it word for word, but I remember having this conversation on the show with you.
I got it in here.
And I know you're going to agree with me. Do you remember a couple weeks ago when we had a Ben Johnson press conference, and something you told me was he's starting to sound more like a head coach?
Yes.
And when you say that to me, that makes me feel like weeks ago during training camp, maybe the end of last year, he wasn't sounding like that. He's been working towards it, right? And he's getting better and better and better. He's starting to get more experience, become a veteran coach. That's how I look at Tanner Engstrand in this position. Is he right now, he's a whole year out. Say Ben Johnson leaves next year, right? He's a full year out of becoming OC if that is the person they go with. Full year out. I went back today and watched a Ben Johnson interview in 2021. I believe it was September of 2021 after maybe game 2 or game 3 in 2021. And he kind of I didn't see this Tanner interview at all, and I haven't really been able to see any whatsoever. night and day difference of what Ben Johnson was in 2021 to now.
You could see the growth.
You could see the difference. It was night and day difference. And I knew you were going to come with that because when you text me and told me that, I was like, I'm guessing maybe it's just presence. Presence in the room. You want your OC to kind of have that presence. Who was it? Aaron Rodgers the other day said that about Robert Saleh. He was just like, he has that alpha mentality to where he steps in a room and he's an alpha. He steps up to the podium and he just has that presence where, hey, that's a head coach. And Ben Johnson's working towards that. But I think you have to look at it more so as, in just a second, I want to play this Dan Campbell clip about Tanner because this gives me a little bit of hope that, hey, this might be his position next.
Yeah, I think
because they have given him now, if you guys haven't heard yet, I believe they gave him, instead of the tight ends coach, they said, hey, you're going to go full pass game coordinator. They basically gave him.
Yeah, that was before this, though. Like he was the tight ends coach last season. Now he was promoted. But I'm pretty confident you're introducing. Dan Campbell saying they're giving him more responsibilities, bringing more ideas to the table, actually helping with the game plan.
He mentioned how Tanner's been kind of going to other people and learning from other people, and he's taking it all in from just different people on the staff, which makes me think that they're kind of grooming him to be that next Ben Johnson. And this, what Dan Campbell says today, so I put what you said to me and what Dan said today kind of together, and it makes me feel like that Tanner actually might be that next guy up. So here's the video of Dan Campbell talking about Tanner and kind of his progression and kind of taking that next step.
Seen him grow as a coach, and what is he bringing to, I guess, the weekly process?
Yeah, I think exactly what we were hoping for, Ben and myself, and it's, you know, he's bringing a lot more ideas to the pass game in general, and I think really from the game plan aspect is where you really see it, as well as, man, the details of the route with the receivers, the tight ends, the backs, because he kind of works in those rooms too. And then we go out, we do the walkthroughs, we do practice, and so that he's got a hand in all that too. So I see a lot of growth. And if you're asking me, what I've really seen over a 3-year period is the growth in vision and game plan. That to me is where, okay, here we go. And I think he was always a bright guy. He has good ideas, but I think him being able to learn from, what's been around here. But like John Morton, man, Johnny's a superstar now, and there's a number of things that he did for us last year that are things that we've kept, and I really felt like that helped Tanner as well. And he took a lot of that, and he learned from that, and he's grown from that, and so he's in a good spot. He's an asset for us.
And at the end there, Broder, he's an asset for us, and he keeps learning. Dan Campbell, I don't know if you guys watch that and don't take out of it that they're kind of trying to get him into that Ben Johnson. That's how I took it. I could be so wrong, but Jeff was one of the first people to say it was, hey, the pass game coordinator position, that was what Ben Johnson was before he took over, and they took him from tight ends to that, and now he's there. So they're doing the same with Tanner, and it feels that way. It feels like that. So that's... Am I crazy for thinking that's what that was?
I think you interpreted it just how I interpreted it. As they're just giving him more responsibilities. Whether he is the guy next year or in the future, they're helping him become an OC in the future.
Yeah.
We like to think it is for the Lions. If he's not ready, they might need to bring someone in from the outside. They might need to go a different direction internally. But this is part of this culture of the Lions. They want to see him succeed. He wants to move up the ranks. He didn't admit that in his press conference. Part of why his seasoning is growing. He's getting a little more flavor, but no, they see that in the future. And Jared Goff, if we have time to play another quick video, he was talking about Tanner Engstrand too.
Yeah,
that perspective is interesting.
Before the Jared Goff one, you know what is happening in Detroit with Dan Campbell and what he's doing a really good job of, and he's done it with Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson's become the best coordinator in the NFL. Is he's doing like what a Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, what these guys are doing is they have guys on their staff, and they're not. These guys aren't just coming up out of nowhere. They're building these guys up, and they're teaching these guys how to kind of progress in their careers, and they're teaching them, and each of them learn from each other, and they just keep learning and learning. Like like these guys all they know what they're doing, and it seems like that's one of the best things about this franchise right now. You could talk about the players getting brought in, you could talk about Sheila, all of this. One of the things you see around the NFL of successful teams is that they have coordinator after coordinator after coordinator that turn into head coaches, but they keep following, and there's no drop off after people leave. And that's what I'm hoping that Tanner is after that. But here's that video of Jared Goff talking about him as well.
Yeah, Tanner's been awesome, man. He's pass game coordinator, PGC, what we call him, and he's been great and brings different ideas to Ben, brings different thoughts. I'm able to ask him questions that he can answer instead of bogging Ben down with more. I can kind of go to Tanner with some of that stuff, and he's been extremely helpful for me. I had him in the quarterback room my first year, and he's bounced around this building a couple times, but he's doing a hell of a job.
Yes, please. Yes, please. By the way, while you were talking in that last segment, I think Nick and we made eye contact, and we had an idea for Glorious of having a Dane Campbell coaching tree strand of cannabis, a new pre-roll. It's going to be it can take you to new heights.
All I saw was you guys making the smoking thing, and I was like, what are these guys doing?
Coaching tree.
MCDC tree.
I like that.
We're going to work on this, but
you guys get that together. Talk with D-Mac. I'm sure D-Mac will be able to help you guys out with that.
Yes, he's busy hitting this horn all night long on the Red Wings game.
Oh, yeah, he is. D-Mac is in attendance tonight. I did hear him say that. I actually, today, while I was at work, there was a food truck. I don't know if anyone's tried the Barbecue Daddy food truck. And I walked up to it, and there's literally something on the menu called the D-Mac and cheese. And it's made after D-Mac.
No way.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, I texted a picture to him. I was like, oh, let me see how good your mac and cheese is. And he's like, oh no, that thing's fire. It's clever. And it was good. It was really good.
I like wordplay like that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I like words.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to go to break real quick. I think we actually might have a caller calling in. So when we come back from break, we will take the caller. Might have a couple. I don't know. But we'll take a caller. We will open the lines up. After this, I think kind of what we're looking ahead to is we have a couple more Hutch and Jared Goff videos kind of heading into the Baltimore game. And then right after that, 9:30, we're going to talk about the Red Wings. They'll still be playing. We're going to break this down. I want to talk about what they're doing not just tonight, but kind of the season to start the year. And two, I want to talk about this D-Mac flannel thing.
Yes.
I want to get into that.
And talk Red Wings, talk Lions, anything you want to talk about, call in. It's going to be a fun last 45 minutes of the show.
Yes, but let me tell you guys real quick. I'll tell you guys, I'm going to go back-to-back here with reads. Lions post-game show. Make sure you guys tune in. It is at Hamlin Pub this week, actually. So if you guys want to go watch the game and then do the post-game show and watch it live, it is Maz. It is Stick. Some special guests will be there. Make sure you guys tune in on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel directly after the Lions game to get the full breakdown of the game and get me drinking the Kool-Aid. Make sure you guys tune in. And then, right after you guys do that, head over to Planet Fitness and go get a little pump in. It is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that, everything, for just $10 a month. No commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There's more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area. That's right, 50 of them, and thousands of more around the world or throughout the world. Make sure you guys go check it out. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
When it comes to your pet, Guys, don't settle. You got to give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. They're family owned and operated for over 30 years. They got 13 Metro Detroit locations, 60 brands of food, lowest prices, and they offer curbside home delivery. So check it out. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www. That's World Wide Web .premierpetsupply.com.
And we are back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. I'm looking at my screen right now. I see Steve Eiserman on the screen.
He looks so good.
That's somebody who needs a statue in Detroit.
Look who's in the background.
And Jameson Williams on the screen in the background.
We got Eiserman, J-Mo, Little Caesars, J-Mo in a Red Wings jersey. Eiserman's wearing blue because he likes University of Michigan, I'm sure. What a day.
Statue, Steve Eiserman.
Also, his daughter just got married to Kirk Gibson's son a week and a half ago. How about that?
A week and a half ago.
About a week ago, yeah.
All right.
What a
we do have a caller, though. Again, if you guys haven't hit that like button, hit it for us real quick. Let's get those likes up. We did have a caller, I believe it is Keith on the line. Keith, are you there?
Can you hear us, Keith?
Keith, you're live on there.
I can hear you.
Yes, baby. How you doing tonight, Keith?
What's up, Keith?
You there, Keith?
Keith,
Hello?
you're live.
Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, cool,
There
cool,
we
Keith.
go.
What do you want to talk about? I hear the Lions. You got some stuff to say about the Lions?
Yes, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
The Lions are going to win the Super Bowl?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Hit it.
Let's
I've been a fan for 59 years, man.
50?
Unbelievable.
No way. That is.
Yes, sir.
What do you?
I'm going to be 60 in March. So there we go.
What's your favorite memory? I know there's probably not a ton, but best memory of being a Detroit Lions fan.
I went to the 1991 or 92 playoff game when they won.
What a game.
Oh, so-
92, 91.
so Keith-
You remember that, Booner?
And I was also at the 80. I was also at the 84 World Series when they won the game 5.
Wow. Shout out to Keith.
Yeah.
If they go to the playoffs this year, you're going to have to be in attendance because you were in the last one. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Hey, my name is Pete, not Keith. P-E-T-E.
Pete?
Yes.
Nick, did you say Pete or Keith?
I got Keith in here.
Pete it is.
It's
I think
Pete.
it's, I think
Okay.
it's I think it's Pete's phone.
Yeah.
I want you to
Doesn't
know,
sound like
Pete, that you're the most. You're our favorite Pete to ever be brought up on this show.
Hey, I want to let you know that Gabrielle D. Phillips, she's gorgeous.
Which one?
You said Gabby D. All right, that's enough.
I'll
Pete.
let her know. But Pete,
Thanks for the call.
Pete,
Hey,
thank you
shout
so
out
much. We
Pete.
appreciate
call
the call.
back in too. 59
Gabby?
years as a Lions fan. He was at a World Series win. He was at the last playoff win. Pete, you should be in attendance for the first Lions playoff game this year if it is a home run.
Right next to Gabrielle D. Phillips.
Yeah, maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah, I'm booking you, Gabby. Booked. I'm just kidding.
All right, bro.
Thanks for the call, Pete.
Yeah, appreciate you, Pete. All right, we have a couple more videos here that you got in the locker room.
Real quick, since we're talking about crowd noise, like the crowd being so jacked up, Aiden Hutchinson actually meant that. And you teased it earlier in the show about how difficult it was for him. And this wasn't a complaint, but it was difficult for him on the defensive side of the ball to hear in Tampa Bay when their offense was on the field because of how loud the Lions fans were at Raymond James Stadium. Check this out.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I was talking to Danny about this yesterday. Like, I came in with some snap count, like indicators, when you hear something, this or that, and I couldn't hear anything when I was on defense. Like, I couldn't even hear the snap count. So it was, it definitely changed up kind of what I was expecting going into it, just because it's damn near a home game when we're, it's half and half when we're away right now. So it's hard to hear, any little checks or stuff you pick up on in the week. You can't hear anything, So it makes my job a little harder. Well, not even harder, but it just makes those little tips and tricks, they go away, but it's all worth it because you get that momentum and you get that energy that the fans bring us. That's the most important thing.
Ooh, Hutch. From someone on the field who's so locked into the game, for him to say that, dude, those fans are. I almost wanted to Nick. Yeah, this is Nick. I can't. I don't even know what it would be like. But I'm gonna go to. Was it that loud? Like, just give me a little teaser again. No, just tell me how it was.
It really was incredible.
Tease him a little bit.
Yeah,
You will, huh?
All right. No, it was incredible. Night, stop it. It was incredibly loud. It was just incredible to be in that environment with all of these fans. You know, it's something special you can feel really going on when you take over a third stadium. First it was KC. Then you saw a little bit more in Green Bay, and then we just completely took over Tampa Bay. The tailgates were crazy before, and the whole entire atmosphere after the game was even crazier. And the blue took over the creamsicles, and that is a bright orange creamsicle.
What
melted them?
What are you guys' predictions for this Sunday? How many fans do you think? Because Baltimore is usually a tough place to play. They fill it out. Do you think there's a lot of Lions fans that'll be there?
I mean, as many that can get their hands on a ticket. I forget what interview I was listening to or watching, but Baltimore does a good job of like preventing the opposing team. I mean, I guess I've heard that from every team, and the Lions continue to fill it out. So
after the Packers game, I kept hearing that hey, we're not gonna we can't let that happen anymore.
You know, I heard
it just happened again.
The Packers game. So I thought that was unique. I mean, I thought that was unique because of how the Packers are structured. You know how they're owned by the the shareholder situation.
Yeah,
they're because of how they're structured. A lot of fans who have season tickets in Milwaukee, it was on a Thursday night game, so a lot of them sold their tickets. It was earlier in the season, like they sold their tickets, and it allowed Detroit fans to get them on the secondary market more than usual.
Are we allowed to just look that up here? Like, how does that work, Nick?
I met a few different people on the flight that were already going to Baltimore. So
really?
these guys are traveling. There was a few, but I mean,
diehard Lions fans, diehard.
Yeah, there was a few.
I want to look up Lions Ravens tickets.
Do it. While you look it up, I'm just gonna play one more video, and then we're gonna take a caller. I think we have someone from Florida, but Hutchinson was just talking about his. Remember when he had the interception? And the guy just jammed him right in the quad, his leg injury. Hutchinson was talking about that, and it was just kind of funny. I thought you guys would appreciate it. Check it out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't walk for a little while, and then played. Yeah, I mean, it was still a little bit in the last game, but I think I'm over it now. You know, and it was just one of those things where my leg whips and the hip gets all jacked up, and so it's just a lot of pain. But that's football. I saw him at the last second. I promised myself after that Giants game that I'm gonna go score a touchdown. The Giants game, I won't swear, but I did walk out of bounds, and so I promised myself I'm gonna run in the end zone. That's the price you gotta pay. Try. Yep, head on a swivel next time. But still, I'm getting that damn touchdown.
Talking defensive player of the year.
I love Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson's about to get in that damn end zone.
Yeah, I hope so.
Let's go. Booner, tell them.
So real quick, if you guys wanted to go to the game, I right now, I'm looking at tickets. You can be in row 9 for $188. That's not that much. Section 113 in the end zone, row 9, 188. Row 10, 185. I mean, there are a ton of available tickets, to be honest.
Denver Blair, you got $2,000 down on 9.5 wins for over 9.5 wins. Maybe spend 188 of those.
Nick, you might have to go back.
Yeah, back.
All right, real quick, we're going to take some callers. Before that, I'm going to tell you guys about the college live stream that will be happening this Sunday. Saturday. I will be on it, whether you're Go Green or you are Go Blue. It is the Woodward Sports Network. Great Divide viewing party. Sit back, crack open a cold one, line up your bets, and tune in to watch the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. We already know where that's going to be at the end of Saturday. It's coming back to Ann Arbor. I know we have to take it to East Lansing and then bring it back. We might as well just leave it in Ann Arbor at that point. That is this Saturday starting at 7:30 p.m. Enjoy the Woodward Sports live game watch party live on YouTube, Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Amazing. Nick, is this, did I hear someone from Florida, Mr. Terrell FL?
That might be a call-in legend.
This is the Morning Woodward Show call-in legend?
Florida. Terrell, you are live.
Paging Terrell from Florida. Are you able to hear us?
You got him?
No.
We can't hear you.
Hey, I can.
Terrell! What's up, baby?
You got me?
I got you.
You got me? What's up?
Thanks for
How you guys doing?
Doing great. Hey, I've heard you a lot on the morning show.
Of course. Oh, good, man, good. I try to catch you guys as much as possible, but sometimes I'll be in bed, early and shit, because
totally get it.
When you're in Florida, you got to get up early with the old people. That's how we do it down here.
Seriously, they start their day at like 6 a.m. down in the Continental Breakfast Room.
Man, yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
But when I heard you guys were going to take callers, I wanted to tell you this story because my girlfriend was over here earlier a couple hours ago, and she's 32 years old, okay, and she knows nothing about football except for some very minor stuff that she's learned from me in the last couple months, right? And I was watching YouTube earlier, and I saw a clip of the morning show on the NFL Network, and it was Kyle Brandt, and he was talking about how he thought the Lions were the best team in the NFL. And I just got this big-ass smile on my face because, of course, none of us have ever heard that before in our lifetimes. And I was like, holy shit. No, exactly. And she saw me, and she was like, so are you guys, like, good now? Is it just because of your guys' coach? Because she's heard me, playing clips of Coach Campbell, so she knows who he is. And I was like, so I gave her the brief breakdown of, like, our ownership and how it used to be and, how it is now with Sheila, and she's the one that put everything in place and hired everybody and stuff. And I said, but really, the man that runs all of this shit is the GM. And I said, he's the general manager. He's the one that picks all the players and signs all the contracts and does all that stuff. And she's like, oh, okay, I get it. And I was like, look, Brad Holmes is like, I'm not a big dude. I'm like 5'9", 170, right? Brad Holmes is just giant compared to me, and I looked at her and I said, if I ever see that man in real life, I will jump in his arms like a child and give him the biggest hug ever because he fucking saved us.
I love that.
I fucking
Sounds like a keeper.
love Brad Holmes, man. Like, and she got it. She just understood from my body language and everything because she knows how much, like, it means to me and how intense it really is, like, with all of us and how much we've been following the team our whole lives and poured all of this shit into us. And I'm 45 and I've been watching it, for 35 years, and it's hard after a while to take all of that, especially like you guys are very competitive people too. You played sports, and I know you guys have done a lot of stuff like that. When you're a Lions fan, it's hard to deal with that fucking loss and that shit constantly from everyone all the time. And then for it to be like this now, man, like, it's unbelievable.
Hey.
And the way, like, one of you guys were saying earlier about how we took over Tampa down here, that shit damn near brought a tear to my eye when I saw the videos of the people in that stadium, man. That shit was dope as fuck.
Terrell,
that's real shit.
I'm 100% with you because I think all is me and everyone in this room, every single person at Woodward Sports, every fan, every listener in the chat, I'm sure they all kind of have the same feeling, and you see people on the outside and looking in, and they're like, why are Lions fans and why are they all overreacting and doing all of this? Say, hey, listen, this hasn't been a thing, and there's been times where the Lions have been 4-1 and 5-1, and they've kind of started off well. But you could have this feeling right now of what this team's doing and the way they're going about it, not just to where it's like, hey, it's just this year. Where Brett, like you said, Terrell, Brad Holmes is growing something. Dan Campbell's changed the culture into one of the best in the NFL. Yeah. I appreciate you calling in because that was what you just said there. I think it's what every single fan in the country's feeling.
Yes, it's fantastic.
It's a beautiful thing. Hey, Terrell, I appreciate you calling in. We want you to call in more.
Of course.
Yeah. We're going to open the phone lines every single day, so anytime you tune in, make sure you give us a call in and talk to us a little bit
about how
you're
you guys
feeling.
are doing a great job, man.
Appreciate
you guys are doing
Terrell.
great, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate that, Terrell. Awesome, man. That story about his girlfriend, too. She might get a ring before the Lions do, the way she picks up on those cues, jumping in Brad Holmes'
Well, it depends.
arms.
If it's in the next couple months, the Lions are getting
I'm Terrell, I'm wifing her up.
Big shout out on Terrell there going, I'm 45 and then sliding in, she's 32 earlier.
Yeah,
Terrell's a stud. Thanks for the call, Terrell.
Have you heard his calls in the morning show?
Yeah, he's great.
Great caller. All right, I'm going to tell you guys about Guardian Alarm when we come back. We might have another caller. I'm not 100% sure. They might have dropped off.
But we're talking a little bit of wings.
We're going to talk some Red Wings, though, when we come back. Listen, it is Guardian Alarm I'm going to tell you guys about. Customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. That is 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us any day or anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserve technology that is proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Make sure you call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out. But at Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer, you can go get the Feldman Advantage, which is there since 1966. Their Feldman Automotive convenient first-class car buying experience. They got 18 locations, so there's definitely a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you, or catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has been providing Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience a Fairway difference for yourself today. Just visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. They got grab-and-go steaks that are delicious. If you can't make it there, order online. Check them out at fairwaypacking.com.
Get your meats, get them all. Welcome back to Woodward Nights on the Woodward Sports
Ask me about my wiener.
Great movie, Accepted. I know that. Hey, the one part on Accepted where they're in the school and the thing falls from the ceiling and he just screams. He just and they all look at him like
Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah Hill. Shout out, great movie by the way. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. Broder sitting next to me as always. Detroit Lions beat reporter Jaylen in the TD booth and Nick in the sound booth. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's get the likes up a little bit. Let's keep growing this thing. We're going to get into some Red Wings talk here. We're going to talk about the team they're playing right now. They're up 4-2 at home versus Pittsburgh. Before that, though, Broder.
Yes.
We've had this talk about
what are you doing?
Me and you, competition, all these different things. I don't know. I'm confident. I just want to make sure, like, if we do a one-on-one receiver corner battle, anything like that, I want to make sure you know what you're lining up against. Because I'm not a joke. Tell me, are you going to line up against this man right here? I'm going to be dead in your face. So I'm gonna run a quick little in route. Ba-ba! And you can't guard that. Look at that. That is the most intimidating thing you'll see all week.
They're like the icebox from Little Big Giants.
Look at that. You don't want to mess with that. That is a great picture, by the way.
That's pretty epic.
That's a great picture. Shout out Noah, took that picture. He was like, I'm going to do a 0.5 here and do it. And I was like, that's a great picture.
If that's the face that I'm seeing as the Oklahoma drill is beginning, I like my chances, guys. Put your bets on me. Under.
Already 52%. We did the poll yesterday. 52% of the people picked me.
Ugh.
There's just something about having that dog in you. And when you say you don't lose, you mean it. You don't lose.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the Red Wings. Shout out to everyone.
I'll call you David. I mean, you call me David Tyree. How about that?
I think we could have some fun. I don't know.
That's deep.
Denver Blair said Noah Kim.
Never loses. What happened, Noah Kim? You're Noah Kim.
I guess so.
Yeah. What's going to happen?
Appreciate you, nobody.
By the way, do you see Keon Coleman's catch? I think it was last week. He had that one-hander over the side of the middle.
They could sure use Keon Coleman right now.
Keon Coleman's insane. He's going to go top 20 this year, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good.
Insane. But how about these Red Wings? So they're 2-1 going in this game. I know the Pittsburgh Penguins did score in the last few minutes, so it's a 4-2 game. But the Red Wings are looking good so far this season. I haven't been able to since they go on during our show, I haven't been able to really jump in and analyze them. But from what I see, what I read, what I'm learning, the moves that they made this offseason, their offense is really clicking already. Yeah. They look good together. I don't know if it's a Michigan connection, whether the school or the state. You know, DeBrinket's from Farmington Hills. He comes back. They feel like they're playing with a rhythm together, and it feels like a really strong offensive team already. But it does appear that there's some defensive question marks. Am I right on this?
I think, and Neil said it perfectly on BDE today, and he's been pretty vocal on the DeBrincat kind of, even before DeBrincat came in, he was very vocal on getting him in there because Larkin has never really been that number one guy, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, all right, you need that piece to complement him. Neil said it today. DeBrincat might be that piece that complements Larkin and pushes his team to be in a legit,
like he's a 1A and Larkin's a 1B.
You could say so, yeah. And he said it again today. He was like, he's probably going to score 40 goals this year. Like this might be a 40-goal season for DeBrincat. He's already had 2 in his career. This might be another one for him. I think he gets it done. He already has 4 after this so far. With this counting this game, he has 4 in 4 games. So he's on track. If you really want to break it down, he's on track for 82.
And I believe 2, maybe 3 of them are via the power play, which was a struggle last year. And one of the reasons they wanted to add this offense, and not just add offense, add someone who can contribute on that top 1 or 2 lines of the power play. I know, Nick, you're a huge Red Wings fan.
Yeah, definitely. I've been getting into it more and more the last 5 years. And I think I personally thought Razor was going to be this top line winger guy, that he was going to turn into that. And last year he kind of took a step back, which was a little disappointing to see. But DeBrincat fills that one A winger role that you need on a playoff 100%. Contender, and we've seen this through 4 games so far. He's exactly what we've been missing. It's so great to see Stevie make that big move, and it's already paying dividends.
Dude, I think it was just a matter of time. I'm very vocal on just in any sport. The way to build a championship team is to get your young core, and then once they're ready and you know they're ready to take the next step. I know it took a little longer maybe for Larkin, but once you get Mo in there and you get Lucas Raymond and you get these different guys, I think once they were ready, that was when he felt like this offseason and say, all right, let's go get those vets. And it was like you guys said, I remember a week ago, when we gave our predictions, when I was like, oh, they're going to go to the playoffs. And the pushback was, oh, well, a lot of their younger guys and developing guys got moved down. And I was like, that's probably more of a good thing, because that shows that he went and got vets and guys who can actually play to take that next step. And one thing I want to talk about is just look at the start of the season right now, right? Hold on. No. Almost scored. But look at this, what's going on right now with the Red Wings. They're already sitting at 2-1, right? They're playing Pittsburgh, who everyone in Detroit hates, and they're up 4-2 on national television to basically have a 3-1 record.
Yeah.
And to get, I think to get 6 points, correct? I don't think there's been any you're going to get 6 points. So that's where I'm sitting there. And it's like, hey, you're letting people know, because then it's the same thing with the Lions was, hey, what are you going to be about? You're getting these national televised games. Mm-hmm. You're going out there and winning games. Eventually, people around the league are going to have to be like, hey, this Red Wings team's they're something, and they're probably a playoff team now, which we were saying last year. And I think, was there a goal?
There's a penalty shot right here. Let's get the live breakdown.
Oh, boys. Here we go. Can we get a 2-shot? Jaylen, wake up, Jaylen. Can we get a 2-shot? Oh, come on!
Missed it. It's all right. 12 minutes, up 4-2. I do want to as well. What are your thoughts on that? I'm kind of comparing them to the Lions, not saying they're on the Lions level, because the Lions are contenders, but just in the part to where it's like, hey, right now you're 2-1. You're about to be, hopefully in the next 12 minutes, not going to win. You could be 3-1. You're playing a national televised game versus Pittsburgh, one of the very well-known, 2 well-known teams. What are your thoughts on that? That's how I look at them right now.
I always think of Pittsburgh as a team that if you want to be one of the best, if you want to be a contender, you need to beat the teams like Pittsburgh, even on semi-down years or whatnot. But just like the Lions, you're right, building through that core, building through those young guys that Steve Yzerman has found in this draft, whether it's Seider or Raymond or any of the newer guys, it's what you got to do. And then in goal, Ville Husso, that's going to be a huge key. They got rid of his backups and now have these 2 other veterans, and I'm blanking on their names, but they built out that goalie room. Is it strong enough to help catapult them into the playoffs, or do they need to add more pieces at the trade deadline?
I'm going to be the one in here. I'm going to say that it's a playoff team. That you're going to the playoffs this year. I can't remember. Whatever. I think that
we were all pretty close to on the line. We'll have to go back and look at the tape.
I think I put a Booner guarantee.
You might have.
I'm pretty sure I put a Booner. But my reputation. Remember, I don't lose. So when I put a Booner guarantee, my reputation's on the line. Tonight, I told a lot of people around here. I kept going around and giving my picks. Red Wings plus 2.5. Larkin 4, and so far we're looking good.
It's true. Like any young team, the key is once they hit some adversity, how are they going to respond? They're going to lose a couple games in a row. They're going to go through a tough patch. How do they respond?
Yes. Let me tell you guys real quick too, before we kind of keep talking here, about the college pregame show. It is time for the Great Divide, the game that splits the state of Michigan in half.
Dun,
go
dun.
green or go blue. Does Harbaugh notch another win, or does MSU come in after the big blue? That rhymes. Whoever wrote that, great job. It is a Woodward Sports For the Love of College Football pregame show. Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, Easy. Many more people will be there to get you pumped up. I'll probably join for a couple minutes this Saturday, 6 to 7:30 p.m. on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
And let me tell you real quick about Mark White Real Estate, because when you're buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement for any reason, at any reason, for any time? No, for any reason, at any time, with no penalty. That's exactly what you can do with the minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates. So visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. Again, that's markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Check us out online at www.gloriouscanna.com.
Glorious! All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. We went to break a little late, so we're going to go over this next break real quick. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. Broder, as always. If you have not yet,
smash it.
I don't know how you have it, but make sure you guys hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel as well and share it with all of your friends. We're going to, real quick, we're going to take a caller. We're going to have a quick caller here. Nick, if you want to bring him in real quick.
Yes,
Nolan, I believe.
Sir, we have Nolan from Arizona. Nolan, you're live on air.
How you doing tonight, Nolan?
I'm doing good. I want to thank Booner for following me back on Instagram the other day.
On the commercial break, I heard it was Nolan, and I was like, I remember a Nolan, and I was like, that's it. All right, that's how I. Shout out to you, Nolan.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports listener.
Lived in Detroit. Lived in Michigan most of my whole life, down in Arizona for a bit. And I want to talk about why I took the Lions over the Chiefs. And especially like week one, I talked to a lot of Chiefs fans, and they're like, yeah, well, we were without Kelsey, Jones, and all that. And I can't help but think about the general manager, right? Like, why can't you build depth at the tight end position if you're in Kansas City? And why can't you have that contract negotiated with your star defensive player before week one? So if the Chiefs drop to the Lions because they have no depth at tight end and they can't negotiate the contract, that's the GM's fault. And that's why I put Detroit over Kansas City's, because they're putting all their eggs in a couple baskets. And that's why I love Brad Holmes so much. You know, he's building more depth. And when that depth chart came out, I was looking at it, I'm like, how on earth are we going to get this down to 53 guys? You know, they're going to start on other NFL teams right away.
100%. Hey, real quick too, Nolan, I want to ask you a question then about the Chiefs real quick. If they played this Sunday, do you think the Detroit Lions win this game?
If it's at Arrowhead, it'd be a tough game. If it's in Detroit, I think Detroit takes it.
I like that answer.
Neutral field, I think Detroit could take them in a neutral field. Let's say.
I agree.
Let's say Las Vegas in February. I think they'd take them.
Let's go.
That's a quick drive for you from Arizona.
It is.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours. I'll be there.
Let's go. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, Nolan. We want you to call in more, too. We're going to open the lines every day, so if you're tuned in, Nolan.
That's great.
Appreciate I followed him on Twitter. Great guy, looks like. Follows Woodward Sports. Appreciate all of your support for sure. But please call in again, Nolan. We really appreciate you calling in.
Tell them about me.
Yes, the Woodward and Main Show. Real quick, the Woodward and Main Show. Make sure you guys tune in. It is Tuesdays and Sundays from Tuesdays 7 to 8 a.m. Sundays 8 to 9 a.m. So 2 different times. Hosted by Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, Detroit legend Terry Foster. Just breaking down everything insiders that you need to know for the Detroit Lions. Injuries, reports, anything. Trade deadline is Tuesday. Sure, they'll talk about it this Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. That is on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
It is.
And at Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also can be used for 7-on-7 football with grades K through 8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. They are now accepting new enrollment. Go to the academyofwarren.net.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Outdoor Equipment Company. Yes, that is right. Let's talk about it. The official equipment provider of the Woodward Sports Network. That is Michigan-grown, family-owned. They have everything. Look at this. Bad boy mowers, tractors, style handhelds, weed whippers, Liberty trailers, generic generators, Snow X plows, and salters. Guys, they have it all. Outdoor Equipment Company literally has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing, delivery right to your doorstep. That is OutdoorEquipco.com right there on the screen. Make sure you guys check them out. All right, guys, we are back for the final segment of the night. It is Mailbag. Drop all of your questions. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. We appreciate you guys all tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not already. And share the stream with someone. Keep telling people about the show. Let's grow it all together here. One big family. We are family.
We are the world.
Oh, yeah.
We are the children.
Oh, before we do a mailbag real quick. The children. Can we, Michigan State boys?
Yeah.
We're 2 minutes on it.
I'll give you 3 if you want it.
Let's just go 2.
Okay, I'll give you 2.
All right, let's go 2.
We're going to talk more about them on Friday.
We're going to have a full segment.
Seg.
Can we just all agree here? Michigan's going to dominate Michigan State. I watched them on Saturday in person. That defense, they gave up a good amount of yards. That defense is scary. They strangle their opponents.
It's a tough matchup for Michigan State right now, both from a talent standpoint and everything going on with that program. It's It's going to be a tough one.
It does have the same spread as the punt.
Trouble with the snap?
What?
Pretty sure it's the same exact spread.
You take that back,
I thought
Booner.
this was like the biggest spread. In
I
like
could be wrong, but maybe I just got
I'm not
scammed on Twitter.
You might
This is State fans when you want to talk about the game with them.
What the fuck? Yeah, Spenny seemed like on BDE they keep asking about it.
They don't want to talk.
He just is like, I don't even know how you go.
We got to debate their coach too. Who we think is going to be their next one? We got to have some fun with that.
I'm going to hate it because he's going to be so good, but Urban's going to be their coach. We'll talk about that Friday a little bit though. Mailbag though. First one here, William Vanderswag.
Willie!
Do you think Jared Goff takes a pay cut? Because if he does, it will keep him focused on the game. Do you guys agree?
I want to say no.
Yeah, me too.
Like a pay cut.
If I were him, would be like 40.
Yeah, and if I were him, I would only do that, if Ben Johnson was back for another season. Like, don't get me wrong, the thought is good. He to be able to come back and play behind this offensive line, play with this team that I believe will be good for a few years.
Yeah.
You're right. What's $45 million compared to 50? But that's another man's money. I don't want anyone to tell me not to take $5 million, no matter what position I'm in life. So I don't think he's going to do it.
I'm starting to feel good too as well. I'm in the off season on shows that I've done and like kind of my own podcast and all of that. I was very vocal on not doing the $50 million. That was before, and like people say all the time, with new information, you can change your opinion. Mm-hmm. I think Jeff says that all the time.
Yeah,
I can change my opinion and say 50 is fine for me right now.
Yeah. It's a decision. Can you build around him? Can you sign your star players?
This Kool-Aid's killing me. I'm not going to lie.
Is it hurting you?
And it's not hurting me, but I just keep burping because I chugged a bunch of it.
Oh, my God.
I just chugged a bunch because I was thirsty, and I did the last ad read, and it's just like I just kept burping. I can't stop burping.
A little too much Honolulu Blue.
I heard a I think somebody just said it in the chat. I don't want to ruin it. Did it happen? Oh,
yeah.
Yikes.
4-3.
Ooh, no. We got 7 minutes. Come on.
No. Hard pass.
Nope,
7
hard pass.
minutes left.
Shout out Pierce Sargent in the chat. Cousin of one of my friends. Really good dude. Just wanted to say hey.
Oh, here's a good one.
Yes, what's up?
Nobody. Broder and Booner, are you guys the Switzerland of the lineup of shows? No one has beef with you guys. Even if they did, pretty sure Booner would make amends. To be honest, I don't think we do have beef with anyone.
No.
I don't. Yeah, I do like to
Speak
admit.
for
I wouldn't.
yourself. Broder's got some beef.
Do you?
Jesus. From Fairway Packing
Oh
Company.
my gosh, come on. No, we don't have beef. And at the end of the day, it's just.
I'm kidding.
Yes.
I feel like everyone loves me anyway, so it's just.
Yeah, that's what
I'll
they
get
say
in
to
an
your
argument with
face,
some. Okay, yeah. Say it to my face if you guys are saying it about my back. We have a problem. No, I don't think. I definitely would make amends. I love everybody here.
How about this? IT Hips mailbag. What do you think the chances are of Jim Harbaugh going to the Bears next year, given Michigan has a brutal schedule next season, and the probability that the Bears will get the first 2 NFL draft picks? I like how you frame that. That's compelling. I don't think he leaves Michigan yet. I don't know if he leaves ever, but I don't think he leaves yet. He might have want to get back to the NFL, a little bit inside of him that wants to get back. It would be the perfect fit, wouldn't he? He was the quarterback for the Bears.
Yeah, if he wins a championship, I am so okay if he leaves with it. I really am. I'm so sick of the back and forth.
Me too.
Exhausting.
Well said.
And if he wants to go to the Bears, I think his time's passed him up in the NFL with this power run type of scheme and game.
I have this thought though.
We'll see. I mean, it'd be great for the Bears, I think,
Oh, yeah.
for a little bit, but I don't know. He can leave after he wins a natty.
Who can we all agree is the best coach in Michigan history?
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
Outside of him, I'm saying.
Lloyd Carr.
Okay. Well, he most likely is going to want to pass him up, get a statue at Michigan. I think he probably has passed Lloyd Carr up, and I think if he goes wins the national championship, it's solidified. But if you're a guy like Jim Harbaugh, it's kind of like the Bill Belichick thing. If you could keep building on a legacy to where no one can catch you and you are just that guy, whether you lose next year, whether you're not, he's already built a premier program like a Nick Saban has built. He's not at that Alabama level yet or anything, but you're on your way to, if you keep this success up and then next year you prove you can do it with the hard schedule, 12-team playoffs, and you just keep doing it and building and building and building, I think that's where you're like, hey, you're becoming that guy, and you're going to be like a legit legend,
Yes.
a Michigan legend. And I think Jim, there's parts of him, I don't like the back and forth. If I could sit down with him, I would explain to him that and say, listen, you can either become a legend at this school forever, which you already will be, but like the best ever. Or you can move on and then you can be like, hey, I got the one there. I'm still the greatest coach there, but
Facts, Booner.
There's that next level. I want him to get to that next level. I want to say that we were able to be a part of that era, sitting on air with a guy like Jim Harbaugh doing that.
That would be great to see as well. Just a quick thing on it. It's like we're around 15 in the recruiting rankings. There's no excuse they shouldn't be in the top 5 after running the Big Ten and being a top 5 team for 3 years now. And the Michigan money that is there with it. I think that's a big thing if you want to be serious national title contenders. Like they got JJ and Donovan. That's why such a big thing. I think that's part of it with all this NFL talk.
Not a bad thought. How about this to kind of continue down the Harbaugh path for one more question? The one and only Corbin asked Mailbag, if Harbaugh goes to the Bears next year, does Michigan hire Urban Meyer?
How bad would that be for Michigan State? Michigan State thought they were going to get Urban, and then he just comes to Michigan. I don't even know who I would want the Michigan dude.
That would be.
I didn't write articles a lot for Woodward because I'm not the. You guys know me. I love to talk. I don't stop talking, but I'm not the smartest when it comes to school or anything. But Broder was in charge a little bit for the articles and stuff. And I did a lot of articles. I just would do my betting ones. So I would just put my bets in the articles, and they did pretty well because people would be like, oh, this guy's really good or really bad. But I did one. My biggest one that I ever did, it was number 2 on one of the months, was the top 5 coaches for Michigan to go after, and people ripped me for it.
Really?
You probably go on woodwardsports.com and look it up.
I'll check it.
People ripped me for it. I just I didn't even it was a thing where I thought about, I got guys, but I was like, who are just some outside of the box guys? I don't even know who I would want them to get, to be honest.
Urban Meyer won't be at Michigan. I don't think they'll. He's a damn good football coach, maybe not a very good guy. I don't think they'll hire him.
Answer 14 to the Lions. Keep the Ravens under 14 points. I'm not going to say 14. I'm going to say under 20 at least, though. 20 or under. Hey, we appreciate you guys all tuning into this show tonight. Great show tonight. We appreciate you all. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already, and share the stream and tell a friend about the show. Everyone tomorrow, a little bit of homework. Go get one person and bring them to the show. Let's keep this thing building one person at a time. We love all you guys in the chat helping us out and people watching and tuning in. We will be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Make sure you guys tune in. See you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.